Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh has arrived today for a second meeting with the Chargers about their head coaching position. LA has conducted a very thorough search. They've interviewed 15 different candidates for the job. Mike, Jim Harbaugh, the first one of those candidates to come back for a second meeting. And certainly we knew starting last week after the national championship celebration with the Wolverines, things were going to begin to ramp up here. We know the Falcons also want to schedule a second interview with Jim Harbaugh, but the Chargers have always believed to be in the pole position, and they're getting another look at Harbaugh today.
Tom, this feels like we're now in the zone where something could happen between the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh in the near future. My understanding is that it is an extremely strong offer that they have made to him financially. They're now in the point where they're going to discuss staffing when it comes to general manager and obviously the coaching staff who's going to work alongside Harbaugh as well. So this feels like advancing to the point where if everybody's comfortable with a lot of the principal factors at play, that this team could move on Jim Harbaugh and try to get him under contract here in the near future. That feels like where we are. That feels like Harbaugh is not just toying with the NFL to try to get Michigan to agree to something to jump back to college. Judy, this has felt like Harbaugh has his eyes locked on the NFL, and this could be the move in the near future to Los Angeles, back to California, where he's coached before, where he's played before, where he'd be comfortable.
Well, this has always felt also like if he was going to make the jump back to the NFL, that this was the logical landing spot because, of course, the presence of Justin Herbert makes this a very attractive job, especially for an offensive-minded coach like Jim Harbaugh. I was talking to some people around the league yesterday just sort of about the timing and how elongated these coaching searches are now, and that's by design. But they made the point that they think this week we're going to see a lot more activity now that you can have in-person interviews with coaches from other teams who are on other staffs, that coaching searches are going to start wrapping up. And this certainly would suggest that we're going to be on the same timeline, really, as we saw in a coaching hire that we're going to see. Do they even let Jim Harbaugh out of the building? We'll see.
The Chargers have fulfilled their obligations under the Rooney Rule, conducting multiple interviews in person with external minority candidates. So if they want to move forward, if they're able to strike a deal with Jim Harbaugh, that can happen immediately here. Of course, you also have ongoing negotiations with the University of Michigan, where, again, Harbaugh just won a national championship. There's a lot of different factors at play. This is not just a linear decision in terms of Jim Harbaugh's potential prospects here. But again, the fact that he's with the Chargers again today certainly would indicate that they're in advanced talks at this point.